Welcome to another edition of Mark's Inspiration. Glad you could join me here today as always. And it's a beautiful sunny spring day in St. Louis, Missouri today. Hope it's wonderful wherever you are in the world. And today's topic is a continuation of how to become a high status male and the benefits of that. We will continue on number 27 of this article I found in, where did I find it at? Medium.com. Okay. Have an impossible mission. Have an impossible mission for yourself that you are creating. It takes a great man to decide to occupy Mars. That's interesting. Choosing an impossible goal like stopping world hunger, this elevates your inner world of status to the infinite degree. Well, I believe we should probably take the word impossible out of our vocabulary, although it has to be something that seems possible to you. Doesn't matter if everyone else thinks it's impossible, but you have to believe it's possible. So when choosing an impossible goal, only believe that it's impossible for others. You must believe you can accomplish it. Otherwise, you will never take the action to achieve it, because your action will stem from your belief that it is possible for you to accomplish it. Smash that like button, subscribe. Thank you for joining me. Here we go. 28. Speak for the group and to the group. High status people are leaders, not followers. As a leader, you take charge of the group. You speak to the group, lead. You speak to the group, lead in the direction that's best for everyone. I think there should be a comma there, but okay, yes. The leader of the group does what's best for the group. He doesn't lead for himself. He leads for the common interest of all the people. 29. Have impeccable social skills. You have an incredible external awareness. You understand what's happening underneath the surface. You understand group dynamics. You feel into the mood of the group as a leader. You know when to be silent. You know when and how to connect deeply. Communication is your most valuable skill that can and must be developed. And remember, most of your communication is not done with your words. It's done with your body movements, the tone of your voice, your body language, the impression you make, what's inside of you, who you are. Verbal communication only accounts for about 75%. The words you say of real communication. You communicate who you are when you walk into the room. You can command attention when you walk into a room without ever saying a word. With who you are, by who you are, rather than what you say. And as I always say, who you are or what you are speaks so loudly I can't hear what you are saying. 30. Don't talk with an upward pitch. You don't finish your sentences with an upward intonation. This is an expression of people-pleasing behavior. You end your statements and questions the same way they were started. There is not an ounce of people-pleasing or seeking for agreement when you communicate as a high-status man. You need no one's approval. If you approve of yourself, you don't care what other people think. Now, you want to influence other people in a positive direction or in the direction of the common good, but you don't care. It doesn't affect your self-worth or your self-esteem whether people like you or dislike you. 31. Make statements rather than questions. How are you versus tell me about your day. What made you do that versus I'm curious what drove you to do that. Simple switch that changes the whole dynamics of conversation. And for you guys out there who want to ask girls out, instead of going up and asking, hey, would you like to go out with me? Or I would love to have coffee with you. Would you join me? How about this? You should have coffee with me. We should go out. We should go to the movies tonight. We should do this. It's not asking a question, it's telling them what you think you should do. So you don't have to worry about rejection. You're just suggesting an idea of what the two of you should do, assuming she's going to go. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Act as if she wants to go with you. 32, don't gossip. Gossiping is subtle. Sometimes you'll be gossiping and not even realize that you're doing it. I have done that myself. We disguise it as talking about someone for their own good. You're just really trying to help them, when actually you're just cutting them down. Character assassination through verbal conversations. Ray Dalio banned gossip in his offices. High-status people ban it from their entire life. It makes you look terrible. The high-status person is gossiped about, not the gossiper. Plus, remember that you have more important things to talk about, like the mission from number 27. Your mission, your purpose, your goals in life should be your main focus and the topic of your conversations, inner and outer, with other people. Here's one. Don't complain. The high-status man is a creator. He isn't complaining about how the world is. There is absolutely no reason to complain. I have this rubber band on my hand. This reminds me not to complain. And if I catch myself complaining, yes, a good reminder. You might try that. The high status man either accepts reality or works to change it. Stop talking about your emotional injuries. You won't believe what happened to me today. This woman was so mean to me. Or this man, the boss, treated me so badly. Forget it, man. Go on. Yes, I will. Stop your victim crap immediately. I will believe it. If you're doing something in life, if you are on the firing line of life, which means you're doing something with your life, you are going to be fired at. All the greats were ridiculed, scorned, some humiliated, some burned at the stake, and other terrible things. You don't have to worry about that today, at least if you live in the U.S. In some countries, a little different than that. 34, warmth. Warmth in your eye contact, your voice, your body language. It disarms people immediately. Warmth creates connection and lowers the walls that are around people's ability to connect. Basically what that is you care about people. You care about people more than you care about what you're going to get from that person. Always think about the other person's best interest. You are a servant, not a doormat, a servant. You serve people. I have a client right now and he wants me to bid this. It's an enormous building. I've been working on it for 2 weeks because it's a Brazilian hardwood. It has to be sealed with a certain type of material. And the maintenance cost is very high. So I'm trying to figure out how we can give him what he needs and then thus make a profit for the company, but yet not cost this guy this enormous amount of money every 2 years to maintain this project. So you have to think of what is good for the client, what is in the best interest of the other person. And when you do that, invariably, your best interest will be served also. Too many people think about what they're going to get out of something. How much money am I going to make off of this? Put the money behind the value of the service you're giving people. Figure out how you can add more value to the client, to people everywhere, and you will be taken care of. I know that sounds contrary to what you've probably heard all your life, but it's true. I don't understand how it works, I just know that it does. Always do more than you're getting paid for. You will never be paid more than you're getting paid today until you do more than you're getting paid for today. And that works very well also. I've practiced that for years and it's magical. 35, have an air of effortlessness. This can only truly be achieved if you have suffered. You have put in the hard work in private to shine in public. You have spent hours perfecting your skills in life and the social world. Then you can truly be effortless and natural and spontaneous. You have put in hours perfecting your skills in life and the social world. I hear many people talking today about social anxiety. They have no social skills. Guess what? To have social skills, you have to socialize. Not sit behind your computer sending text messages or trolling and making rude comments about people who are actually trying to do something. I think they call them the haters. I guess they get a certain sense of, satisfaction out of that. But yet these same people, if you met them on the sidewalk, would walk around you rather than make you move as you're walking down the sidewalk. So the point I'm making is, they do things behind a computer screen that they do not have the courage to do in real life. It's a buffer. Go out there and meet people. Go out there and talk to real people. It's different. I see people making a big deal out of having texting conversations with girls, and it's almost like they met them in person. It's not even close. Until you meet that girl in person or that guy in person, you don't really have any idea what they are like. Now you can talk to them on cam, that's better, but until you meet them, because there's a certain energy when you meet people that you don't get through messages or through a camera on a telephone or the computer or Zoom or whatever it happens to be. It's not the same thing. You actually need to go out and meet people in the flesh. Shake their hands, talk to them, touch them on the shoulder. Got to be careful about touching people here in the U.S., but if it's a natural thing, don't worry about it. Just don't be creepy, okay? But as a high status man, you have these skills. You know how to do these things. You've done them so many times. You know people. You have a feel for how the conversation's going, what's appropriate, what's not appropriate. These are the things a high status man knows inherently. He knows, he feels it, he knows when to act, when not to act, when to move forward, when to move backward, and you can learn these skills too. It's up to you. Just put in the effort, put in the work. You have to be willing to do the work. You can't just learn it by looking at it or watching it. Sure, it's important to watch other people on YouTube to learn skills, but you have to go out there and use them. You have to go out there and put them into practice before it can actually become part of you. Just like as a professional boxer, when I boxed, you have to do it long enough that you don't have to think about it. It just flows from within you because that's who you are. And that's who you can become should you desire that above all else. That's all we have time for today. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you tomorrow.